Hello, darlings. This is King Gaia. Welcome to my table. As you may already know, one of my favorite roles in this incarnation is teaching, right? And my favorite subject to teach is tarot. Every week, I gather my tarot collective for tarot tutorials and deck explorations. And I also host a monthly tarot event around our mystery deck subscription box, Blind Day with a Tarot Deck. And yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. You can join as a monthly subscriber or as a one-time participant. And once you're added to our mailing queue, you receive a cute little box with a secret tarot deck by mail. Inside the box is an invitation to our Zoom get together where we unpack, discover, and explore our decks together, right? And I really, really love sharing tarot and helping others understand and connect with this sacred language. I not only teach tarot, I study it, I consume it, I collect it. Tarot is an extension of me in both my personal and professional life. And if you had a chance to read my book, you know how tarot became a lifeline for me and why I consider it such a powerful tool for self-mastery. I use tarot cards to illuminate shadow work and to support our path to self-discovery, self-love, and self-empowerment. I also share in my book that I am on the spectrum, and for most of my life, I felt like I was speaking a language no one else could understand. My thoughts move too fast, my emotions go too deep, and my truth becomes abstract, too abstract for others to follow. So conversations and social interactions often feel like puzzles, and especially back then, my words never quite fit the way they intended. They never landed the way I intended them. I will say blue, but I meant red, and people will hear yellow. It was it was something, So or another circumstances that I would experience. It was because of my intuitive gift. Like I could see layers deep on someone, or I can see far ahead of time, while the person that I was speaking to was still developing or completely unaware of the potential or metaphysical aspects like timelines and past lives and things like that, right? So my inner world was rich and nuanced and layered, but it often felt like an encrypted language for others. Very few people could relate or decipher. So for years, I searched for a bridge, a way to bring my internal landscape into the external world without losing myself, without losing my depth and my truth. And that's when I found tarot. Tarot gave me structure to the insights that I had always known existed within me, but they felt out of reach or impossible to interpret or exchange into words. So, um, you know, tarot helped me with articulation, and it turned my intuition into something tangible, like my emotions into symbols, energies into archetypes, and it helped me channel the unseen into something that I could finally share with others, right? It wasn't just a tool, it was a decoding system. It was a way to unify my duality. Tarot became my greatest ally in self mastery. It helped me heal and it helped me transform. And that's why I trust it will do the same for you. That's why tarot is such a big element in my teachings, even in my transformational programs. So it was only natural that my divine calling included birthing a tarot deck that merges both structure and creative flow. Today, our deck diary features my baby, the Lantern Tarot Oracle, channeled specifically to help illuminate and address our shadow self urgencies. A lantern one card pull will let you know what needs immediate attention, what needs prioritizing in the sense of your shadow work and your healing journey. This deck is minimalistic, but yet is incredibly deep. The booklet expands each card's meaning, offering self assessment prompts and inspire action recommendations with 130 cards. It combines tarot wisdom with oracle magic. Okay, and it becomes the perfect tool for meditation, for journaling, and for daily self-reflection. You can use it on your own. Let's get to it. Okay, this is how it looks. This is the box, special symbology, the name, in the back has a link to connect with me. Okay, this is the booklet, and these are the cards. Okay, 130 cards, and you can use it on its own or as a companion and expansion to your Rider-Waite Smith deck, especially whenever love, healing, or deep introspection is needed. Okay, I like to combine it with black and white themes aesthetically, like I use, like a black and white deck, right? Or the reverse tones, right? And you see it matches. It looks really pretty. It's very aesthetically pleasing. But you're welcome to use it with any deck, any color. There's no restrictions, free will. This deck is a tool of embodiment, and it's an essential element for our journey within framework. It's an essential element of our journey within framework. If you're familiar with my work, you already know that my readings are different. I bring shadow work, healing, and inspire action to the table with 100% focus on personal agency and accountability, channeling guidance on how to best show up for yourself, and for example, I don't answer questions like, when am I winning the lotto? Like, I'm here to answer, why are you giving your power away? Why do you feel that you can manifest your true heart's desires on your own? Why do you think you need luck when you are the magician? Okay, so that's the kind of my approach. And that very energy of co-creation and becoming the vessel, the perfect container for love and for your true heart's desires, had been encoded into this deck. Okay, so we designed the deck in two different themes, two beautiful themes. As you can see, we have Lumina, which is our beautiful rainbow baby, rainbow ages, and we have Ether, which is very cosmic, dark energy, dark radiance, and they're both, they both honor our, light and shadow, right? They're honoring our duality, and okay, let's work with this one. Okay, so first let's address the obvious. Okay, this is the book. Let's bring the book to the table too. Let's address the obvious, and the first is the name, lantern. Lantern is a symbol of illumination, right? The lantern evokes the energy of the hermit, which is a guiding archetype for introspection and healing and deep shadow work. The hermit reminds us that we carry within us a light capable of illuminating even the darkest corners of our being. So this deck will serve as that, as your lantern, offering not only answers to your questions, but guidance as you navigate your inner landscape, your inner terrain. Every wanderer or every seeker or every doer, we all need a lantern, and this is it, right? Secondly, that I want to address is the aesthetics, of course, black and white design, nods to our duality. Okay, let's highlight. Let's look for the symbols. I want you guys to see the difference in the symbols. Okay, we have here in alchemy. We also have a white one, and we have a that's funny, the card that was flipped is contrast. Oh baby, you're always doing it. All right. Right, so black and white design. Okay, nods to duality, right? The light and the shadow within all of us. And shadow work isn't just about erasing the darkness, it's about embracing and integrating it, right? So the deck has 130 cards, so it is a big deck, right? Big deck energy. It has, I was very picky as far as like the quality, of course. We decided premium lightweight cardstock to ensure the deck shuffles with ease. You know, sometimes big decks often they feel heavy or clunky, but not this one. This one is pretty soft. You know, this deck is USA made, and I personally visited several print shops. You know, experimenting with paper stock, and until I found one that felt right. You know, the perfect weight and softness. And you know, I am very very engaged in my products, and I am very sensorial, and you know that's part of one of my things. As part of the being on the spectrum, I'm very touchy, you know, very sensorial. And you know I was it was very important for me that the deck felt right, the feeling, the energy. So when I created the lantern, I made the deliberate decision to strip away traditional images or vibrant colors or any distractions, you know. So for me, the minimalistic design was important because the focus is on symbolism and keywords, you know, and the booklet helps you unveil and decipher and address the shadow, right? As you can see, when you open the book has provides a blueprint towards how to decipher, how to unlock and manifest your true heart's desires. You know, and every card gives you the in-depth meaning of the question and the reflection and also the inspired action. Right? Okay. Come on. You can see it. Okay. It's kind of blurry. Okay. But you know, meaning, depth, reflection, inspire action, right? Um, so the deck is not about external interpretations, it's about uncovering your inner truth. So the simplicity, the black and white, is to mirror the essence of the shadow work, which is raw, which is unfiltered, and which is deeply personal. You know, the absence of images allows you to become the true interpreter of the cards, tapping into your intuition, and tapping into lived experiences so that you can uncover the meaning. You know, without giving you the visual cues or any preconceived ideas, I'm hoping that the focus shifts inward, you know, where your most profound answers will reside. This is for you to go inward. You know, the deck is a mirror reflecting not only the external world but the depths of yourself. So two particular cards in the deck is the blank slate and the shadow self, and they're very deep. There's absolutely no keyword. That's it. And it's for your interpretation. It's for you, for your feeling, right? As far as the symbology, you can see here the cards, the symbols match the ones on the box, of course, which has become kind of like my logo. And you know, everything that's a circle is a tarot card. This points to a law of a law, a universal law, and the spiral is about the journey within our shadow work journey, and the triangle refers to alchemy, right? Which is the alchemical process that we go as we unfold, you know, into the shadow work process. Again, everything is very intentional, you know. um, the cards are designed to help you navigate aspects of your shadow self with clarity, um, with resolve, free of distractions, and focus solely on introspection and keywords. And I encourage you to lean fully into your intuition and personal reflections. I am very proud of the lantern and how it unfolded. I love the looks, I love the feel, the depth, all of it, and how it manifested in 3D form right here in my hands, right? Like I remember it was just a concept, and next thing I received my first copy in the mail, and I remember crying the day that I held my first copy, my first deck. I actually didn't cry when I get a copy of the book. I was so excited and ready for the book as well, but this deck caught me off guard completely. I got so emotional, and I am beyond grateful that the universe chose me to conceive and channel these introspections for you. When you consult this deck, I want you to go deep. I want you to feel the questions. I want you to feel seen and heard and touched in a way that you never felt before. You will feel connected, validated, and empowered by this deck. So grab your copy and enjoy it fully.